Salutations.
This woman claims that this is proof that there are non-humans walking amongst us. Now, I don't say that lightly, like there could be another explanation, but this is pretty freaking weird. Now, you remember in the movie They Live when they put on the sunglasses and they could see the reptilian-y people who are amongst the normal humans? And you know how that movie might have been made about Dicenian goggles, the goggles you put on that can see people's auras, but some people don't have auras because they might not be people? Well, this woman goes to Buckingham Palace, okay? She's in Europe. She's in England. She's using a thermal camera and looking at all kinds of normal people exhibiting a heat signature until she goes in front of Buckingham Palace. She turns around and films the front guards on this side of the gate, and they have a heat signature. But the two guards at the inner gate that goes into Buckingham Palace, in a second I zoom it in and you'll see, they don't have a heat signature, dude. And keep watching because this is extremely bizarre. You'd think someone said, well, their clothes are thick, so you wouldn't be able to see because of their clothes. But look at these two guys on either side of the door. No heat signature on their faces. You'd think for sure if it's picking up the heat signature of this light, should pick up their face. So now last I checked, reptiles are cold-blooded and have less of a heat signature. I'm just saying, should we get thermal cameras and check things out? Now, according to Google's AI, there is no scientific evidence confirming aliens live among us. As if you'd be waiting around for the science to be settled on that. Dude, by the way, aliens, schmalians, just know if there is any non-human entities out there, they're not from space or through any firmament, okay? They're from other lands. They would be from other lands outside of the ice wall, which I can't wait to explore once human freedom is restored. That being said, could there be other creatures from other realms around us? Honestly, from all the rabbit holes I've been down and how many deceptions we've been deceived by and all the stuff that we've been fooled about, I would definitely imagine that is not too crazy of a thought for me to entertain me. Now, do we know there's multidimensional entities around us? Yes. Do they harvest low vibrational frequency emotions? Yes. Is that why you should be extremely positive all the time? That's one of the reasons. Yes. Flip the brainwave state into everything that happens to you is good and everything that is happening is for the better, and it will completely change your reality, and you literally do not need to take my word for that. Try it for 4 days and watch what blessings appear into your life. Oh, and before you ask for anything more, first, make sure you are mentioning how grateful you are for what you already have. Okay? Much love, everyone. Follow for more and comment your
You know what they gonna probably say? That's like, you know how you got pareidolia? They gonna say it's thermodolia, that we tripping. You just seeing what you want to see with your mind. All these conspiracy theories is driving people crazy. That's probably what they gonna make up. It's a lot of weird things that's going on right now. I just say try to have discernment to the best of your ability because you don't know who getting paid. A lot of these people could be actors. He could be an actor for all we know. I could be an actor. I'm gonna tell you, I'm not an actor, but you never know who is for you and who is not for you.
thoughts below.
Then I saw this and I'm like, the symbolism, it seems to always be there. Like, is the world truly a flat plane with a firmament?
So, take a look at this video. This was captured in Valletta, which is the capital of Malta. And if you look closely, you see an apparition going downstairs. If you take a closer look, you'll see he has some type of patch on his left arm. What is this? Who is this?
Okay, High Desert, what in the actual hell is this? Like, what is this?
It's probably Elon doing some Gronk stuff with them chemtrails, blowing up the space. I don't know it. Those who could have been alive a lot longer than me. Have you ever seen anything like this? I haven't recalled anything like this on my days on this plane of existence. I don't really know. CERN, they might be trying to open portals. You know, people love, from what I see with these movies and certain interviews with people, and just the human nature. You know, we like to worship the unknown, some of us. And I can see a lot of people trying to worship things that's gonna grant you power, money, fame, and who knows what agreements have been struck.
What
Like it's glowing. That's the thing.
what is going on in the sky
And then that
tonight?
little red dot next to it. That's crazy.
Like, what is this? If I get out of the car, I can zoom in more with my actual camera phone, like the video from my phone. But what is this?
I got a crazy conspiracy for you, TikTok, but keep in mind this is just for entertainment purposes. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So, I'm pretty sure that there is a portal of hell behind the H in the Hollywood sign. So I'm going down the Epstein Files rabbit hole, and I keep coming back to the satanic bullshit. And then I remembered that Dr. Evil's lair was behind the Hollywood sign. And then it clicked to me that in Percy Jackson, that little portal to hell was behind the H in the Hollywood sign. And then I remembered Wizards of Waverly Place. And in the episode called Dancing with the Angels, funny enough, the portal to this little hell world was behind the H in the Hollywood sign. And what's crazy is that in each one of these movies and TV shows, behind the Hollywood sign is somebody evil. Like this guy right here hijacked the moral compass so that he could influence everybody in the world to make bad decisions. Now ain't that just like Hollywood? Don't they sit there and brainwash us through the movies, music, and TV shows to get us to do whatever they want us to? And then in Percy Jackson, they literally went to hell. They literally went to Hades through the portal in the Hollywood sign. And then what's really crazy is when you factor in that some 200 angels were cast out of heaven, and that Los Angeles means the city of angels. You picking up what I'm putting down?
There's a theory that sometimes the world responds.
I think it's this movie called I think it's called Powder. And I was just looking at how you had Dr. Evil. I believe it's called Powder. Um Give me a second. I believe it's called Powder, but the point is like how it's Dr. Evil, and you had the guys in the black suits. What if they was subliminally showing us these things and implanted, like they amongst us? Why if some people can't say nothing? Because if you say something, they gonna do something to you. But they don't mind you taking real life and turning it into art, entertainment purposes only type stuff.
A few seconds late. People are calling it the delayed world theory. The idea is that, very briefly, reality lags. Not enough for everyone to notice, just enough for you to notice. Sight, sound, and reaction stop lining up the way they should. And the people who experience it all say the same thing. It feels like you're ahead of the world, not inside it. One person said they dropped a glass in their kitchen. They watched it hit the floor, but the sound didn't happen for almost 3 full seconds. Then the crash came all at once, louder than it should have been. They said their stomach dropped because their brain had already moved on. Another man said he waved at a friend across the street. His friend smiled back, but didn't wave until seconds later. The timing was wrong. He said it felt like the response was cued, like the world needed a moment to catch up. Another person said they were walking at night and heard footsteps behind them. They stopped walking. The footsteps kept going, not echoing, continuing. They turned around expecting to see someone, but there was no one there. And then the sound stopped. People who believe this theory don't think time skips. They think reality sometimes buffers, and when it does, you're not supposed to notice. And you're not supposed to acknowledge it. Stay weird.
And I believe it was February, what it was this month, 2026. Recently, so-called in, I believe, California, he saw some type of UAP in the sky, and they sent them planes out there. I mean, you never know, they could be drones, but I believe they planes at the moment. And people was reporting on it. I don't know how true it is. If you're not there, you don't know what is being made up, fabricated, pushed for whatever nefarious reasons.
It's the part two.
Near Earth. 5 years of theories. Growing panic. Governments trying to calm increasingly terrified populations. But nothing. Nothing.
Planet X,
prepared us for
Nibiru.
what was to come.
What if
However,
portals
before it
open?
happened, humanity eventually grew accustomed to the presence of that gigantic planet. But we were wrong. It wasn't about collision. It was about connection. And then one day, that connection happened. The sky tore open. That planet somehow opened portals and brought to us the fallen, bestial humanoid giants.
What if?
Attack on Titan. Them walls not stopping them dudes. They getting in. They're wrecking havoc.
We were caught off guard. The military tried, but the giants kept falling, one after another, each more terrifying than the last. We didn't stand a chance. And as a last resort, some countries used nuclear weapons.
What you doing in this scenario? I mean, I'm just gonna chalk it up and try to survive to the best of my ability.
It didn't work. And that finished off the rest of our civilization.
Take a look at this strange object that was seen floating in front of the moon. What do you think it is? Is this something in the lens? Maybe something close to the Earth? Let me know in the comments. Unanswered Universe.
A unique spacecraft.
Is something called soul scalping. And this is where a draconian, viril powered parasite, a reptilian, comes in through the left eye and within 2 weeks kills the soul of the person it's inhabited, but takes over their memories and their consciousness. And it appears as though these people are not going through an initiation. They're not being punished for anything, but they're notables and people of influence. Now, we don't know this, but I'm surmising why these individuals would have the black eye, why they would have the reptilian consciousness.
Oh no, that's very strange. I had never seen that before in my life. Do you think that's self-inflicted or something deeper going on there? Like, we got you. You've been doing too much.
Okay, I'm gonna walk y'all through this. This is the neighbor coming out, right? Peep this. Look at this. This is gonna blow y'all mind. Look, it's 7:33. She comes out the house. The NPC comes out the house with the bag. 7:33. Watch this matrix glitch. I'm telling you, this is a similar.
Then I was like listening to this Gnostic like view on Christianity that they don't tell us about. I forgot the actual, name of it, but it's some Gnostic stuff. And they was saying like it's like basically like three types of people. You got people that's like basically you're conscious, but you don't have no soul. When you leave this plane of existence, you go to the void. You gone. You're nothing. And you have those that could go to heaven, right? And they got souls. Then you got another soul bound group that could go not only to heaven but beyond it, to these different level of dimensions. I'm just like, man. And they would just talk about usually the traits that come with these different people. And I was just like, man, it just blew my mind because you really don't know until the end. So hey, what that's what some of these NPCs are. They just conscious, but they don't have no soul. And without a soul, that's why some people could just be seen demonic. It ain't nothing there. Who knows?
It's 7:33, y'all. Okay, walks somewhere, God knows where. Boom. Now this is the time. It's clocking the time, y'all. Look what time it is. Look at the time. Come back out the house. How many minutes is that? It's the same loop. The Truman Show. It's the Truman Show. Did
The
y'all
Human
just
Show.
that glitch with that NPC? It's all caught on camera. Can't deny it. Boom, this gonna get crazier. Look, 4 minutes later, come back out the house with a dog. This is my camera too, so I do own the rights to this footage. But I'm just trying to show y'all this is exactly what they don't want people to see. They being exposed, bro. Stop playing with me. I told y'all who I
We're seeing a society that not only has a lot more people of lower IQ, but a lot fewer people of higher IQ. In other words, a dumbing down, a chemical dumbing down of society. So everyone's sort of mediocre. That leaves them dependent on government because they can't excel. We have these people of lower IQ who are totally dependent. Then we have this mass of people who are going to believe anything they're told because they can't really think clearly. And very few people of very high IQ who have good cognitive function.
And I think a lot of it, stay off them drugs. Them drugs lower your IQ, ambitions, everything. And it just hinders you tremendously. Then another thing too, just because you hear information, when emotions is high, logic is low. Do not just get pulled into some emotional button pushing topics that's being pushed out there. So you really got to go fact check what has been said. Like they said with them Steam files, France and Germany released some things. If you did the research, you would find out that was a lie. They didn't release the whole unredacted files. And it's like 50 terabyte. We only got like 300 gigabyte of them files. And man, I really sickening by what I've seen from them files. You know, it's only one thing you really could do. A lot of us ain't prepared for that one. And I ain't wishing no violence on nobody, but some things, hey, may God be with us all.
Who can figure this all out? And that's what they want. So, you know, you can kind of piece it together as to why they are so insistent in spending so many hundreds of millions of dollars of propaganda money to dumb down society.
And look, but this is one time. Forget the conspiracy. Listen to our government agencies. These guys are telling the truth.
Sam and Dean came in there and took out a demon upstairs, and the black mist leaked downstairs.
Eva 1, who was kept in captivity in a deep underground base, was examined by the military's top experts. After several attempts to communicate with the being, a group of linguists and communication specialists were able to ascertain who the Ebens were and from where they came.
Ever since they landed in 47, there's a long story about how Eva was able to communicate. We initially didn't allow Eva to have any access to the equipment on the recovered craft from Krona. We wouldn't let him see it. We wouldn't let him touch it. We wouldn't let him go near it. It was an entirely different place. We did have what was later determined to be the energy device and another device which we later determined to be the communications device. We did have that at Los Alamos because they were studying it. Los Alamos scientists thought the plexiglass-looking thing was just a window. They didn't realize it was an energy device. The other contraption, which was very strange in appearance, I only saw a diagram of it. I didn't ever see the real thing. It was an oblong-shaped block of something that had different appendages. And they thought at first that that might have been some sort of an energy device, but they could never get it to activate. But turned out that was a communications device.
When people talk about how they believe the earth is shaped differently than what we've been told, this is probably one of the best representations I found of what they actually mean. Whenever people talk about theories involving the shape of the earth, a lot of people just assume that they are just flat earthers. But there's a big group of people that believe the earth is simply bigger than what we've been taught or what we think. According to this theory, what we think of as Antarctica isn't an ice continent at the bottom of our world, but instead circling the 6 continents that we live on, similar to what you see in this video. And if you were to make it past Antarctica, you would run into an entirely different group of land masses or continents that we have no clue even exists. It's believed that these different continents have different species and societies based in different eras of time. So for example, one group of continents may have prehistoric creatures while another group has extremely advanced civilizations. This theory also states that these other land masses are where UFOs actually come from, opposed to somewhere deep in outer space. Similar to how we use drones to observe the civilization on North Sentinel Island, UFOs are sent from these other areas to observe us. And the reason we aren't told about the existence of all this is because according to this theory, our 6 continents are owned by a small group of people. While we use paper and digital currencies amongst each other that only has value amongst our 6 continents, this group of people takes the precious metals like gold, silver, and copper and becomes extremely wealthy in the other, more advanced civilizations. And as a disclaimer, this is all for entertainment purposes only, and I'm not claiming this is backed by scientific evidence.
It may look hot, but it doesn't broadcast any heat. You'll remember when the first astronauts went up, that they made a great point of saying that they had to rotate the vehicles, the modules, to keep from burning up, so that you didn't get to, actually, there is no heat coming from the sun, so you'll notice that nobody had to rotate. The International Space Station doesn't have to rotate because there's no heat from the sun. What there is coming from the sun is an electromagnetic wave, and this wave is changed from it goes through our atmosphere, and our atmosphere changes the temperature of the atmosphere inside the Earth.
4 conspiracy theories that were proven to be true. 1. Operation Northwoods was a plan to commit terrorist attacks on American citizens and blame Cuba to justify invading. The Joint Chiefs of Staff proposed bombing U.S. cities, sinking boats full of refugees, and staging fake attacks to create public support for war. President Kennedy rejected it in 1962, but the documents weren't declassified until 1997. 2. Operation Mockingbird was the CIA secretly paying journalists and media companies to publish propaganda and influence public opinion. They had assets at major newspapers, magazines, and TV networks spreading government-approved narratives while censoring stories that made them look bad. 3. The Tuskegee syphilis experiment let black men die from untreated syphilis for 40 years to study the progression, while telling them they were receiving free health care, proving the government conducted racist medical experiments on its own citizens. 4. MK-Ultra was a secret mind control program where the CIA dosed thousands of Americans with LSD and other drugs without their consent. From 1953 to 1973, they experimented on prisoners, mental patients, prostitutes, and random civilians to see if they could control minds and erase memories. Declassified documents prove the program was real and far worse than anyone imagined.
I saw this and I thought of Spy Kids. And I'm like, man, this gotta be AI. Because what the... Hopefully y'all enjoyed the string of videos I put together today. Hopefully y'all have a wonderful day. I'll catch y'all next time. Please like. It really helps. And again, thank you for everything.